We'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं. Morning everyone, Hari Om.
Very old.
Welcome back. So we are covering Gita chapter 7. Now in Gita chapter 7, what we are covering is that there are bhaktas and there are people who are non-bhaktas, who are who are deluded by the worldly attractions. Okay, so these are the two categories. Now, what happened is that within these bhaktas, Bhagavan said that he had a particular, he believes that jnanis are better because of certain reasons. And the reasons he said is that these jnanis always are abiding in their own true self, and their own true self is none other than Bhagavan alone. So whether you call it as Brahman or self, it is one and the same. Then in last session, what we saw were like a couple of verses. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. So now bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. So that means a person with jnana will take several lives. To reach God takes several lives. No, that should not be understood that way. It should be understood as it takes a while to develop that kind of a jnana. Okay? Why? Because like even within our life, we see that we are interested in the spirituality several years ago, yet what is happening? The moment we are interested in spirituality and the moment we understood the real nature of God, we are not ready to become jnani, right? So we still want God to solve our problems. We still want God, meaning like we are arthas. We still want God to take care of us and fulfill all our desires. So that means that we are still arthati. And we are still interested in learning about Bhagavan. So we are jignasa. So Because for whatever reason, we are taking a while. So we are delaying. Because we are delaying, we are slowed down, slowing ourselves down. Okay. Now, just because we are delaying, it doesn't mean that Bhagwan is like, okay, either you are you in or out. He is not asking us like that. Okay, so whether you get in or get out, kind of a thing. He is patiently waiting for us. Now, in between today, this morning, we are all jignasus here. We are all studying about Gita. We are all studying about Bhagwan. He is happy. Later on, we go out and then, oh Bhagavan, by the way, like I need this favor. He's happy with that too. He's not thinking that, oh, like few hours ago you are there, okay, why are you going down? No, he's happy with whatever, right? And he's going to give whatever we wish for. And that is something that we see that whether in Bhagavad Gita, as in Bhagavatam, etc., or Mahabharata, when Draupadi asks for what are her wishes, she's an Artha, right? I mean, like when Duryodhana, etc., forcibly pulled her into the big sabha, she was an Artha. She wants Bhagavan to help her. At that time, she's not saying like, okay, I'm a Jignasu, etc. No. And Bhagavan still came to help her. Prahlada, as a child, he didn't. Interestingly, Prahlada, if you remember the dialogue between the father and son, Prahlada's father, Hiranyakashipu, was punishing him so much, but he never felt it as punishment at all. Okay. But the others who are seeing it, it felt like punishment, but Prahlada's mind was always in Bhagwan. So what happened there? Prahlada's father, Hiranyakashipu, asked, if God is everywhere, is he in this pillar? Prahlada with confidence said that, yes, Bhagwan is in this pillar. Now, God is everywhere as Brahman. But the level of maturity that Prahlada had, his father doesn't have. Because his father doesn't have that level of maturity, he cannot see Brahman everywhere like Prahlada did. Then what happened? Now, Prahlada said God is everywhere. He is in this pillar. And so, Brahman or Ishvara has to take a form and come and appear in from that pillar, right? He has to come out of that pillar to satisfy, not to satisfy, what is called, to make his devotees' words true. Okay, so even if it's a jnani, you see that he is helping. So whether it is your Artha or Jnani, also even here, the other example is even within Mahabharata war itself, Bhagavan Krishna promised that he is not going to lift any weapon. Bhishma promised that he will make Bhagavan lift the weapon. Now, Bhishma is Bhagavan's bhakta, Lord's devotee. God is so beyond shame or anything like that. He would rather let go of his word as opposed to his devotee's word. So to make his devotee's word come true, he what you call like he disowns his own promise and he lifts that wheel temporarily just to make Bhishma's words come true. So that is how this shows the generosity of the Lord. Okay, so the point is that God is always ready, always waiting. It is we who are delaying. Okay, so this Bahuna Janmanam Ante means after several lives, doesn't mean that it takes several lives. Rather, we are taking several lives because of our own distractions. Okay, And the moment we are ready, Bhagwan is ready to bless us. So, and when what happens is Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan, what do this Jnanavan, what is the realization? Vasudevaha Sarvam Iti. Sudevaha Sarvam Iti means what? This, their understanding that Vasudeva is everywhere, Vasudeva alone is everything and everywhere, that knowledge itself is Jnani. That knowledge is Jnani Lakshana. Why? It's right in the same chapter, a few verses ago, as in like the beginning of this chapter, what did Bhagavan say? He is in everything, right? He said, Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakrutarashtata. So my lower form of prakriti consists of all five Panchamahabhutas, meaning the entire world is made up of Panchamahabhutas and mana, buddhi, and ahankara, right? Then, so that means that anything outside I see is Bhagwan alone, and everything I see, whatever I think about inside, that's also Bhagwan. And then he said, other than this, apareyam itimam anyam, okay, Jiva Bhuta Mahabhuta, Jiva Bhuto Mahabaho, he said, Jiva. So I am the enlivening factor who gives all this inert life, I mean, like inert bodies, walk, think, etc. So all of this is said, right? So, and then after saying this, what he said, other than me, there is nothing. Matta parataram na anyat. Okay, other than me, there is nothing. Okay. My sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. Because everything is strung together by me, just like a thread in the necklace. So now that knowledge, so that means what? Anything and everything that we see inside and outside, everything is Bhagwan. So that knowledge that he has given right in the beginning of chapter, when it becomes the experience, the direct personal experience of a devotee, saying that Bhagwan itself is everywhere. Bhagwan himself is everywhere. Right? Now, when you say Bhagwan, again, like in the last session, I mentioned that Vasudeva, don't take it as Lord Krishna or Ishvara, etc. No. Understand its etymological meaning. Vasu means the one that gives Vasati, meaning that gives Avakasha. So even Akasha is also, the definition of Akasha is also one that gives Avakasha is Akasha. That means one that gives an opportunity to exist is space, and the one that gives opportunity to even that space to exist, okay, for anything to exist is Vasudeva. Okay, so that means Brahman, in whom this entire world is being projected, is Vasudeva. So when you understand that Brahman alone is everything, and that is your direct personal experience, then you are a Jnani. Okay? So this the word that you can see that you can understand, like you can, when he says mama, right? We can understand it as Ishvara. We can also understand it as Nirguna Brahman, meaning beyond Ishvara also. Then, in the 20th verse that we covered last week, we said, Kamaihi taitaihi apahurta jnanaha prapadyante anya devataha tam tam niyamam asthaya prakrutya niyataha swaya. So in this shloka, what happened? The one who are desire, like whose mind is stolen or taken away because of the desires, meaning one desire is pulling me this side, other desire is pulling me this side, and third desire is pulling me in another direction. So when all these desires are pulling me in different directions, and now to fulfill each desire, I had to do something. I had to work and do something to fulfill any desire. So if I am running around doing that work and this work because I had to fulfill this desire and that desire, where is the time for me to think about do any vichara, any study or any reflection? There is no time for that. When that happens, what happens? Then I will propitiate other devatas. Now, other devatas, again, we talked a lot about this, right? Last session. But I just want to remind you that here in Advaita, Bhagavan alone is there and there's nothing other than Bhagavan. So Anyadevata means we are bringing down the Lord, the Supreme Lord, to a departmental head, to a person. See, for example, like God is all giving. Now, if you say, God, take care of my, I don't know, like I got flu, take care of me. So what happened? Of course, it is still valid, but then if you're asking, so you're asking God to become the one who can do everything and everything, as in like a Srishtikarta, and all of that. You're reducing him to what? A, a doctor. Okay. If you are saying, God, I'm short of $10. Okay. So that means that he's a banker who can give you $10. That's how we are reducing, right? So because of that, what is happening? They are propitiating their gods. They are pulling him down. And because of that, see, again, this is all because this is based on the desire and it is forced by Prakriti. We find a karma, we find a upasana, and we perform that karma, upasana, following those niyamas to fulfill those desires, right? So, for example, we say that uh, something is not working. Okay, so I am, I mean, like, despite trying out, uh, despite the law is on my side, this court case is not concluding in my favor, and it is going on years together. So usually in Andhra, the place where many of us came from, they suggest to chant Manyusuktam. Okay, Manyusuktam is going to get rid of enemies. Enemies means it's not like killing enemies. No, not like that. But the enmity is killed. Okay. So that way, what happens is everything gets smoothened out and your process is done. So now what happened is that Manyasuktam, if you think about, it is a Purush Suktam. Okay. Chanting of Manyasuktam properly with a proper understanding will should give you moksha. Okay, because okay, it has to give us moksha. Now, instead, what are we doing? We are you're chanting Manusuktam to get rid of our uh, court case problems. Even take the more common, closer one to our heart. I mean, our heart meaning like most of us are familiar with is Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman Chalisa or Vishnu Sahasranam, etc. Let's take Vishnu Sahasranam. Vishnu Sahasranam is a little bit more easy. Vishnu means one who is pervading everywhere is Vishnu. Okay, one who is pervading is everywhere is Vishnu. That's the meaning of Vishnu. Now, Vishnu Sahasranama means 1,000 names of Vishnu. What is this 1,000 names of Vishnu are doing? All of them are explaining the nature of Brahman, either as Nirguna Brahma or Saguna Brahma, meaning Nirguna Brahma or Ishwar. Nirguna Brahma means the one without any attributes, Brahman. Okay, without any form, without any attributes. Okay, and Saguna Brahma means as Vishnu Murti, as the one who is the creator as one who is the destroyer, like that. Okay. So if we chant this Vishnu Sahasranama with proper understanding, our mind should go to Brahman and we should get liberated right there through the Shravana and Manana of Vishnu Sahasranama. But then again, in Vishnu Sahasranama, what is that called? Shruti, Phalashruti. In Phalashruti, you will see, oh, if you, and again, this Phalashruti is not written, is not uttered. Vishnu Sahasranama, by the way, just as a FYI, it was narrated by Bhishma to Dharmaraja when Bhishma was on his deathbed, extolling the greatness of Lord Sri Krishna and extolling how, and explaining how one can attain moksha. Now, that Vishnu Sahasranama, someone else wrote Phalashruti later on. Oh, if you are scared of something, your worries will go away. If you are sick, your sickness will go away. If you want money, you will get money. So all of that is coded in Phalashruti by someone else, somewhere else, which is not untrue either, but don't use it just for that, but use it for liberation. That's what we need to do that. Right? So with that, let's go to the, do you have any questions before we go to the next verse? Okay. So the next verse is verse number 21, shloka 21. It's somewhat simple to chant. Yo, yo,
Yo,
yam,
yam,
tanum,
tanum,
bhaktah,
bhaktah,
shraddhaya,
aya,
architum,
architum,
ichhati.
ichchati.
So shraddhaya, architum, ichhati together becomes shraddhaya, architum, ichhati.
Okay.
Tasya,
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 achalam.
achalam,
Tasya and achalam together becomes tasya achalam. Tam, shraddham,
shraddham,
tam,
tam,
eva,
eva,
tam and eva becomes tam eva. Okay. Vidadhami,
vidadhami,
aham.
aham,
Vidadhami and aham together becomes vidadhamyaham.
vidadamyaham.
So please repeat after me. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha
Yo yam tanum bhaktah,
shraddhayate tumarhasi.
shraddhamarchitumarhasi,
Oh, sorry, my mistake, my bad.
shraddhama,
Shraddhayarchitumicchasi
shraddhamarchitumicchati,
tasya tasyachalam shraddham
tasya tasyam chalam shraddham,
tameva vidadhamyaham.
tameva vidadamyaham.
So, as we mentioned before, as we just discussed before, right? The Lord doesn't care. It's like he is not worried that you, oh, you're going to him, you're reducing me in this way, that way. Okay. You, for example, think about this way, right? I mean, did you you have finished college graduation, and many of you probably finished, most likely finished masters also. Now, to finish masters, you have to finish undergrad. To finish undergrad, you have to finish 12th grade. For that, you have to finish 10th grade and middle school or elementary school, etc. So now you're teaching your first grade son. you're telling him that 3 plus 5 is 8. He says, Dad, I mean, rightly or incorrect, I mean, something must have happened in school, or he probably misunderstood. But he believes that 3 plus 5 is 7, and his teacher said 3 plus 5 is 7. Okay. Now, you try to correct him that 3 plus 5 is 8. What's the son going to tell you? Dad, my teacher said 3 plus 5 is, sorry, you're trying to say 3 plus 5 is 8, which is the right answer. He says, my teacher said 3 plus 5 is 7. So you are wrong. Because for him, he, as a kindergartner, he is not going to accept your, he doesn't even know that what post-graduation means or anything like that. All he knows is that you're older than him. So probably you know a little bit better than him, but he has started going to school already. He started learning everything. He knows everything right now. So you don't know anything. Okay. But then what we do, we're not going to say, like we are not going to scold that young child, and we are not trying to prove our supremacy in front of that child. Rather, we laugh, we smile, and we stay with him, and we try to. So, in the same way, Bhagwan also is not trying feeling bad that we have reduced him to our level, or like one step above, and say like, okay, Bhagwan, you are only worthy of giving me $1 extra million for me this year. So, no, not like that. Okay, so he's not feeling like, okay, so these guys are bringing me down. He's not feeling like that, but rather whoever, okay, yo-yo, okay. So it's not like our yo-yo, right? So this actually, the words are actually yaha and yaha. Okay, yaha, yaha. Uh, uh, with the sandhi, they become yo, yo. Okay. So yaha, yaha, taha. Okay. So meaning anyone, whoever, whosoever, it might be any of those us. And then yam yam also don't read it as yam yam. Okay. So that is yam and yam. Okay. And again, not these yams either, right? I mean, like that you find in grocery stores. Okay. Yaha, yaha means those who are, those people, those, okay. In Hindi, we say, right? Jo log, okay? Or in Telugu also say, ఎవరెవరు అయితే. So like wherever we try to say it twice. So sometimes we say it twice. So that twice is being mentioned. Okay, yaha yaha bhakta means anyone. Okay, those people, those devotees, whoever those is. Okay, so they could be artha, jignasu, artharthi, jnani. It doesn't matter. I mean, in this case, typically for the first three categories, artha, jignasu, and artharthi. Okay, these bhaktas, and these bhaktas means like these bhaktas may not be the bhaktas of God as in eternal Ishvara. They are not looking God as Ishvara or Brahman. They are looking God as departmental heads. Okay. And they are performing some karma, some upasana. Okay. So they are doing some homa to get rid of their problems. So they are doing some puja, they are doing some vrata to get rid of their issues or to get some. Those bhaktas, yam tanum, meaning whatever their object of worship. Object of worship meaning deity. Okay, whoever their deity is, whatever their deity to whom they are praying. Okay, and so this tanum means deity. So here what happened is that tanum is an interesting word because he didn't say like yo devata, yam yam devata. He didn't say. Tanum means when the object that I see for the fulfillment of my desire as Devata. Okay. So then that is what that Devata is called as Tanu. And that Devata is not different from Brahman. Okay. That Devata is not different from Ishvara. But my eyes, what are they saying? I'm doing this homa, or I'm doing this archana, or this puja, or this this vratam, or this upavasam, whatever I'm doing for a particular purpose. And I'm already doing it even before you're giving. So, what are you expected to do? You have to deliver the goods. Okay. So it's like if you go to the fast food restaurant, you already paid, saying that I want this, and you already paid. So they have to serve. So that is the type of relationship that we are seeing, looking at God, with God in this one. Okay. So that's why this word here it is used, tanum is used. Tanum means actually the Sanskritam, there is a word is called kamitartha tanoti iti tanuhu devata. So that means kamitartha means for fulfillment of a desire, I am expecting, okay, I'm seeing an object, okay, and whatever I'm seeing that object, that is Devata, as Devata. So that is what this Tanum is. So, Yam Yam Tanum, whatever the deity may be, Yaya Shraddhaya Architum Ichhati, means with proper Shraddha. Okay, again, like, see, think that interestingly, as a devotee, when I am doing Homa, or whether I'm like when I call a priest and doing Homa, I'm saying, okay, oh, let priest come and do whatever. Okay, so, oh, priest, have you come? Okay, whatever. Okay, do whatever. I'll just sit there. I have proper Shraddha. Okay. I'm going, when I call priest, I'll check with him about what is the right date. Okay, what's the good muhurtam, when can we do, right? All of that. Not only that, what I'll need to buy. Okay, I'll go and fetch all of those flowers, etc. Right? Flowers, fruits, or whatever, and then that that requires us to prepare naivedhyam. Oh yeah, so the woman of the house, okay, man of the house also can do very well, but usually the woman of the house, what she does, okay, she wakes up first thing in the morning, much earlier than regular days in most cases, take shower, cleans herself thoroughly, and only after taking shower, not eating anything, prepares everything. Not sure if there is a little salt is little less or more, but you can't taste it because we are offering to Bhagwan. Okay. And there is a little bit of a fear. I hope I cooked it right because I'm offering to Bhagwan. Hopefully it is tasty. Hopefully Bhagwan likes it, but I cannot taste it. So that kind of a fear is there. So there's a lot of Shraddha is there. Okay. So, and we are doing all of that with Shraddha, with proper Shraddha. But the thing is that the only fault is we are looking for a benefit right here, okay, either for right now or little later, okay. So that's what, or sometimes, I mean, in the past, we used to, in the past, meaning like our forefathers, they used to do these homas and yajnas, etc., for swarga, to get swarga sukha also, meaning like after death, I need to go to heaven. So that with that purpose also they used to do. Now we don't even believe in heaven. So we just want anything and everything to happen here and now. So that's our priority. So, but Aihika, Kamya, we are doing this, right? So yo-yo, bhakta, those bhaktas, yam yam tanum, whatever their deities may be, ya shraddhayahum architam ichhati. They are following their with proper rituals to fulfill their desires. What is Bhagwan doing? Tasya tasya. So yo-yo, whoever, tasya tasya. for those people, meaning for those devotees who had that Shraddha, right? Okay. Achalam Shraddham. Okay. So this faith, Bhagwan is giving, helping them with faith. And because of that faith, what is the faith that he is giving? First faith, I am doing this for God, so God is going to take care of me. That faith he is giving first. Because at least like that way, they are turning to some form of God as opposed to turning to some other means to fulfill their request. Meaning some other means meaning what? Like a negative means. Okay? Tameva achalam vidadhami tamam. So for those bhaktas, God is not saying, hey, you are not doing the right thing. Okay, you're not approaching him in right way. No, no, he's not blocking their path. He's in fact making their shraddha in those deities stronger. Like some, if you see, uh, at least in Hinduism, from a deity's perspective, we have, I mean, actually, like if you look at our clothes, right, like men's clothes. Now, what is the upcoming fashion in men's clothes is the like near the waist, it has to be like a lot more wider, and I mean, like earlier it was tight pants, all from top to bottom. Now what? Like okay, so now it has to be like a little bit more relaxing and free near our waist, and the pants should be a little bit shorter, I guess. Okay. Now prior to that, it is all tight pants. Prior to that, um, again, it was somewhat loose at near all around waist. Prior to that, there were times when there were bell bottoms. Prior to that, there's something else. Again, from at least from a woman's perspective now, bell bottoms have become more popular now again, right? So there's a fad that goes through in fashion industry. So from our Hindu perspective also, from deities, we have a particular fad goes on, right? When I was young, all of a sudden, Santoshi Mata was the deity of the day. Everybody, it's all about Santoshi Mata, Santoshi Mata, Santoshi Mata. Then, I'm not saying that Santoshi Mata is not real or something like that. That's not what it is. Okay. But prior to that, like not many people were familiar with Santoshi Mata. Then Santoshi Mata became popular. Then suddenly, Ayyappa Swamiji became popular. Okay, in the late 70s, early 80s, that's when like we heard about Ayyappa Swami. Prior to that, we didn't know anything about Ayyappa Swami. Then Ayyappa Swami became popular, etc. Then somehow Ayyappa Swami, I mean, like still, I mean, like they all have um, relevance. I'm not saying that there's no relevance for them. People don't think like that. But feeling is that if you do Ayyappa Swami Vratam, everything is going to be nice. Then Anjaneya Swami became very popular. And special temples for specific kind of like in Hyderabad there is a Anjaneya Swami temple specifically for Chilkuru, right? I think Chilkuru Anjaneya Swami, I think, or Venkateswara
It's
Swami.
Balaji.
Chilkuru
Chilkuru
Balaji.
Balaji. Balaji.
Balaji
Okay.
for visa. Yeah.
Okay, for visas, specifically for visas. See how we are. And then now, then latest I heard is Varahi Devi is becoming very popular nowadays, and everyone is interested in Varahi Devi. Again, see, Varahi Devi is no different from mother, as in, right? However, that particular form of Varahi Devi is getting popularity nowadays. So the thing is that we change this our taste and we go from Devata to Devata. Actually, I remember one of the stories mentioned by actually like one of the It's actually an interesting anecdote or a parable by Swami Shantananda. Now, this person wants to attain something. So he started praying to uh, Lord Vishnu. Okay? He prayed to Lord Vishnu for about 3 months, but nothing happened. Then he said, no, I'm not praying to... No, actually, first he prayed to Shiva, Lord Shiva. Okay, so Shivalinga, right? Okay, so he got a Shivalinga, he prayed to Lord Shiva for 3 months, nothing happened. Thought, okay, the Shiva doesn't even have a form, so what can he do for me? So let me go get Vishnu Murti. So he got a picture of Vishnu Murti, I mean, like actually he got an idol of Vishnu Murti and he started praying to Lord Vishnu. 3 months. Actually, this time he prayed for 4 months, nothing happened. Then he said, no, this is not right. So I'm going to pray to Hanumanji. So he got Lord Hanuman's idol. And he wants to pray. Now, as part of prayer, what he wanted to do, the agarbatti. You all know agarbatti, right? Incense sticks. Okay. Now, he lit incense stick. So now what happened is that, let's say here is the picture of, the idol of Hanumanji. And here is the idol of Vishnu Murti. Now, he lit the agarbatti here. But because of some air, like some, wind, right? The agarbatti is slowly flowing this. And this guy was feeling that I lit agarbatti for Hanumanji. However, it is going to Vishnu Murti also. He did not fulfill my desire. So why should he get agarbatti? So he actually took some cotton, like 2 pieces of cotton, like cotton balls, right? And then he stuffed them in the Vishnumurti's idol's nostrils. Then suddenly Vishnumurti came in front of him, as in like he appeared before this devotee. And now the devotee is surprised. Wait a minute. Last 4 months, I did your puja. You did nothing. Whereas today I did puja for Hanumanji and you appeared. Are you so jealous? Bhagwan said, no. Last 4 months, you only treated me as an idol. You never had faith in me. But today, when you stuck those cotton balls in this idol, thinking that this idol is going to actually enjoy the nice smell of that incense stick, that is when you had faith that I am actually here. Until now, you did not have that faith. Okay? Now that you have the faith, I appeared in front of you. So that's it. That's an anecdote. But what happens is that when we do, the point of saying this is that when we do anything, whether you treat Bhagwan as Ishvara, whether you treat Bhagwan as Nirguna Brahman without any attributes, any form, or whether you treat Bhagwan as a department of it. Okay? First and foremost thing Bhagwan gives is Shraddha, because that Shraddha makes your path stronger. Okay? And that Shraddha, the importance of the Shraddha is that Shraddha helps us nourish, that Shraddha gives us nourishment from within ourselves. Okay. And that inner nourishment is going to help us grow and go to next step and next step. So, tam eva achalam vidhadhami aham tam eva achalam shraddham tam eva vidhadhami aham. So, no matter what bhaktas come to me, first thing I give them is shraddha. Okay? So, once that shraddha is given, what the Lord is going to do is that then we will have faith. Now, you look at Arjuna and Krishna. Now, in this war, who did Arjuna choose as charioteer is Bhagavan alone. So, why did he choose Lord as charioteer? Because he believes that Krishna is going to ride his chariot in the best way possible and takes him in the right path. Now, for my chariot of my life as well, for the chariot of my life, am I going to drive the chariot of my life, or do I want to give the reins of my chariot to the Lord? That's the question that we need to think about. If for me to give the reins of the chariot of my life to Lord, then I must have faith in Lord. And only when I have faith in Lord, I can give the reins, pass over the reins to him. So that is why Bhagavan is first thing Bhagavan is giving to all of us is Shraddha. See, like the thing is that like how many times you heard from your friends, your family, and your own personal experience. I had a problem. I prayed to the Lord in this way or that way, whichever Lord, whichever form, it doesn't matter. Okay, I prayed to Santoshi Mata, I prayed to Hanumanji, I have prayed to Rama, I have prayed to Krishna, I have done this puja, that vrata, this upavasa, that, and my prayers were answered. How many of times all of us here are personally experienced? And why are those prayers are answered? Not because Bhagavan thought that, this person did something for me, so I had to do something in return. No. The idea is that the Bhagavan wants us to have that faith. He wants to increase the faith in us for him. Okay. So why should I give the control of my life to Bhagavan? Okay. Seriously, if you think about Bhagavan, we say that he's all-knowing. All of us agree with that. And am I all-knower? Definitely not. Bhagavan knows past, present, and future. Do I know my past? I don't even recall what I ate for breakfast last week or last life. We say Srishti is Anadi. Anadi means beginningless. And since Anadi, I'm taking birth after birth after birth after birth. And I don't even recall my last life. I don't even recall my childhood very well. If people ask me about my entire life, I can probably summarize everything in one day. Beyond that, it will be just repetition. So, whether it is 40 years of life or 50 or 60 or 70 years of life, if it can be summarized in a day, And if I can only think about, if I think about my third grade, in third grade, I spent at least 10 months, right? 10 school months. And what happened in third grade, if I need to remember and explain to you, maybe I can remember and explain 5 or 6 incidents. All of that can be completed within 30 minutes. Maybe something like drastic happened when I was in third grade, maybe 2 hours. So that entire third grade year of my life, I can explain within 30 minutes to 2 hours, which is 365 days worth stuff. So everything else, I forgot. So I don't remember any of my past. I don't know any of my future. Even in the present time, what is happening outside of this room right now, I have no idea. Okay. And even when you are listening to this, if my thoughts are going somewhere else, even though the speaker is speaking, the listener, while listening, is also like tuning out. Right? So this is extent of my knowledge about past, present, or future. With this, can I control my life by myself, or can I hand over the reins of my life, I mean the control of my life, to Bhagwan? If I decide that I can give the reins to Bhagwan, then my life will be simpler, easier, because he takes care. He knows where to take me, how to take. Okay, I just follow. Okay, so when this kind of attitude must come, and how is that attitude going to come? When Bhagwan is going to give us Shraddha. And how is Bhagwan going to give us Shraddha? As long as we approach him as Brahman or as Ishvara or as a departmental head. It doesn't matter. Whether I approach him as Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu or Jnani, it doesn't matter. The only thing I need to do is approach him. Think about him. As long as I do that, he's going to give us Shraddha. That is going to take us to the next step and beyond. I'll pause here and check if you have any questions.
No, Venkat, good. I mean, the departmental is clearly explained in this chapter, I think, in this shloka. Because last time he gave that word, and this time he said, like, okay, how you approach and all those things. Yeah. Thank you.
So if there are no questions, let us conclude here. I mean, like we have like 4 more minutes, but we'll conclude here and we'll start the fresh shloka in next Sunday. Okay. Mamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om